Okay. 31 properties of determinants. There are many properties related to the determinants which helps us to find the determinant value in an easy manner. Okay. In the last point, maybe in 30th point or 29, I mentioned you the values of determinants. If the triangle is triangular matrix, easily its determinant value is the product of the diagonal elements. And if the matrix is a diagonal matrix, if any two zeros or any row is a zero, then the value of the determinant I mentioned you in a simple manner in the 29th point. Now here in this 31st point, we are going to find out some more properties related to the determinants, and among those the first one you may say it as A. For suppose, see if you are going to find the determinant of this particular matrix A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, okay, and we are going to find the determinant of this. As we mentioned, to find the determinant of this, we need to follow any row or any column. As I mentioned you, the determinant is just simply nothing but multiplying any row or any column with their corresponding cofactors. Okay, I am not mentioning here the complete definition, but already I mentioned you in the previous videos. So usually we may go with any row or any column, and now here in particular, if you move with the first row, you may choose anything. Okay, if you move with the first row, what will happen? If you move with the first row, then the determinant value is simply, this is equals to A into determinant of the remaining elements E, F, H, I, okay, minus B into, already we discussed it, right? Why we have minus? Because since we are multiplying that B with its cofactor, you will get that minus sign, minus B times of the remaining four elements, and which is D, F, G, I, and then plus C into determinant of, so for this C, leave this row, leave this column, and the remaining four elements which are D, E, G, H. Okay, and that's the determinant. So, for suppose this is the way of determinant, I may go with any row or any column. With that idea, I am going to find out some more results, right? Just have a look. For suppose I have a problem like this. Yeah. You just read this first. If the determinant of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I is equals to some delta. So already it is a basic definition of the determinant as we know. So no need to take it as A. If this determinant is delta, you just say it as. After finding this determinant, you may get some value, right? So you just mention that value as some delta, or you may say, you may take some K, or you may take some A, no problem, okay? So if you find the determinant of this, you will get a number, and if I choosing that number as delta, then first one, you may take it as now A. What to say about the determinant of A, B, C, G, H, I, D, E, F. Just think about it. Just I am interchanging these two rows, right? The second row is D, E, F and third row is G, H, I. But here I am mentioning you that the second row has G, H, I and the third row is D, E, F. If this determinant value is delta, then what to say about that A, B, C, G, H, I and D, E, F? Just think about it. In terms of delta, I need to mention. See, if you wish to find out the determinant of this, so for you just I am mentioning here, the determinant is simply A into what? A into the first, leave that row and leave that column, you need to think, write the remaining elements like H, I, E, F, is it right? And then minus B into, leave that row and leave that column, write the remaining elements G, I, D, F, and then plus C into, leave that row and leave that column, you need to write here G, H, D, E, okay? And if you observe, see this determinant value is delta, and we have this determinant value in this format. Just you compare these two values now. Here A into E, F, H, I, whereas here A into H, I, E, F. So here if you find this 2 by 2 determinant, which is E, I minus H, F, but here if you find it is H, F minus E, I. just one simple difference between those two things. What is that simple difference? That simple difference is simply these two values are just differ by a minus sign. Here this value is what? If you find this 2 by 2 difference, this value is simply EI minus HF. Whereas if you find this determinant value, this value is H of H minus EI. We know the way of finding the determinant for 2 by 2 matrix. So there is a minus difference between these two terms. Again you will get the same minus difference between these two and the same minus difference between these two. At the end, this value is just differ by a minus sign for this value, and if you find out, if you common out that minus, and this value is just minus delta. Just look there. If this determinant value is delta, then if you interchange any two rows, you will get its the resultant determinant is minus delta. That in the sense, the actual determinant is just affected by a minus sign. Is it clear? Once again, just have a look. Okay. So in any way, if you interchange any two rows or any two columns, always you will get a determinant which is just affected by a minus sign. I will give you some more now. Just have a look. You may interchange any two rows or any two columns. If for suppose what it is, this determinant of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I is delta, then what will happen? Then I will give you. Then if you say determinant of A, or you may A, B, C, okay. So I need to interchange any two rows, right? And that's why you may take the first row here, D, E, F here, okay, G, H, I here, and A, B, C here. Then what you say about the determinant of this matrix? So if you interchange any two rows, the determinant is affected by a minus sign. Since here the second row is fixed, first row and third row are just interchanged, so again its determinant is given by minus delta. Okay, so likewise we need to discuss. Okay, and for suppose if you interchange any two columns also, no problem, the same thing will happen. For suppose if you interchange these two columns, first I will write BEH in the first column and I will take ADG in the second column, the third column won't change, CFI. Then again its determinant is minus delta. Okay, so if you interchange any two rows or any two columns, the new determinant value, the determinant of the new matrix is just affected by a minus sign by the original value. Okay, if you interchange one pair of rows or one pair of columns. Whereas if you interchange two pair of rows and two pair of columns, what will happen? So my sense is, for suppose if this is this determinant value is delta, and for suppose if you wish to find the determinant of, just have a look here, see the determinant of D, E, F, G, H, I, A, B, C. What you say about the determinant value of this? The determinant of this A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I is delta, whereas here D, E, F, G, H, I, A, B, C, what you say about it? So for suppose if you have, this is the matrix, first you interchange one pair. That in the sense, write G, H, I there and D, E, F here. First of all, from this step to from this matrix to that matrix, first you need to interchange second row and third row. If you interchange second row and third row, this third row will occupy the second place and second row will occupy the third row place. And at the end, in the third row, just now what I have? I will give you another way. See, first of all, if you apply the interchange of R2 and R3, then the new matrix is just simply like this: A, B, C, okay, G, H, I, and then D, E, F. And since the given matrix, this is the given determinant value is delta, and this determinant value is minus delta, and then you just interchange to get this. Now interchange first row and third column, third row again. If you interchange again the first row and third row of this determinant, then you will get that determinant of here D, E, F. And now since we are interchanging first row and third row, second row is fixed at that place, so G, H, I, and at the third place, which is we need to write the first one also A, B, C. See, the determinant of the given one is delta, and for this determinant its value is minus delta, since one pair of rows are interchanged, so its value is actually what? Minus delta. Again we interchange another pair of rows, So the newly formed determinant is again affected by a minus sign, and again its determinant value is delta. So at the end you need to analyze that if any one pair of rows or if any one pair of columns are interchanged, then the new determinant value is minus sign of the old determinant value. Okay, just have a look. This is first property of the determinants. Yes. See, we know the determinant of the first matrix if I indicate it by delta, and that's the answer. And now what you say about the determinant of this new one? See, what first of all you just observe it. Here it is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and it is K, A, K, B, K, C. Multiplying one row with a constant. So that in the sense, multiplying one row with a constant, we need to analyze how its determinant value is affected. Okay. So to find the effect on its determinant value, since it is Ka, Kb, Kc, Def, Ghi, right, it is very easy to find its determinant. So again the first element Ka into determinant of the remaining four elements. What it is? Ef, Hi minus Kb into determinant of the remaining four elements. What are those? Df, Gi, and plus the third one. What it is? Kc into determinant of, leave that row and leave that column, pay attention on the remaining four elements, and they are D, E, G, H. And at the end there is a chance to common out K from these three terms. If you common out K, the remaining expression is simply the above one, which is delta. So if the determinant of the given matrix is delta, then the determinant of this Ka, Kb, Kc, Def, Gh is simply what? K delta. Since one row is multiplied by K, its determinant value is what? K times of the old determinant. So you may take any row, no problem, right? Not only the first row, you may just multiply with a constant by the second to the second row or to the column, no problem. Okay. For suppose if you have this A, B, C, and then K, D, K, E, K, F, and then G, H, I. Just I multiplied the second row with K. Again its value is K delta. Or if you just multiply any column, okay. So for suppose this is A, D, G, and then this is B, E, H, and then you just multiply the third column Kc, Kf, Ki, and the value is what? K times of delta. You just memorize one thing here. What? See, if you multiply any row or any column with a constant, then its determinant value is also affected by a constant. That's what you need to identify. Okay, right. I will erase it for stress concern, and then I will give you another idea. For suppose what I am telling you is, see, this the determinant of the given matrix is delta. You just keep in mind. And then for suppose, yeah, if you multiply all the three rows with K, then what will happen? Okay, these are two ideas, and the one more idea is what you say about the determinant of Ka, Kb, Kc, and then Kd, Ke, Kf, and then Kz, Kh, and Ki. Right? If you multiply one row, its determinant is affected by K. Okay, since you are multiplying three rows by K, then its determinant is affected by 3 Ks. That in the sense we need to multiply the determinant value by K and K and K, then the answer is K cube delta. Okay, just have a look. If you multiply one row with a constant, then the determinant is affected by K. If you multiply all the terms of a matrix with some K, constant K, then its determinant is affected by K cube into delta. If it is of order 3 by 3. For suppose if it is of order 4 by 4, then the answer is K power 4 times of delta. Like that, okay? Just have a look. I will generalize it by giving some examples again. So the same task, what I mentioned you there. See, since this is the determinant is delta, we need to find the determinant of these two. So as I mentioned you, if any row is multiplied by a constant, its determinant is affected by K. So here, for suppose if you are thinking about this one, the first row is multiplied by K here. So the determinant value is again affected by K. That means we need to multiply the determinant value delta with K. Since second row is multiplied by 2, again we need to multiply with 2. And since third row is multiplied by 3 here, So you need to multiply the result again with 3. So at the end, we need to multiply this old determinant value to get the new determinant by k into 2 into 3 into delta. And that simplification most probably 6k delta is your answer. Okay, and that's the determinant. Whereas coming to the ratio between these two determinants, if you are thinking, just look at that. First of all, you just observe the numerator. See here, if you look at the numerator, since first row is same as given, third row is also same as given, and the second row is just get multiplied by 2. So the determinant of this numerator is 2 delta. And then we need to observe this third row. See the denominator here. See, for the denominator, the first row is just multiplied by 3. So the determinant is affected by 3. That means we need to multiply this delta with 3 to get the next one, denominator. And then you just think about the second row and third row. Here second row is DEF and third row is GHI. Whereas here second row is GHI and third row is DEF. For some time you just leave this minus part also. Since second row and third row are interchanged, you will get one minus sign, and here one row is multiplied by minus symbol. From there you will get another minus sign, and since first row is multiplied by 3, you will get a 3 also. So your answer here it is minus of minus 3 delta. For the denominator it is what? Minus of minus 3 delta. And at the end your answer is just 2 by 3 and it is not minus 2 by 3. Once again just have a look. Since I multiplied one row with 3, I need to multiply delta with 3. Since I multiplied one row with minus sign, I need to multiply that determinant with minus sign. So its answer is minus 3 delta. But if you observe, the rows are interchanged actually. Here the second row is DEF and third row is GHI, and we interchange here, okay? And by the first property of determinants, we need to get one more minus. So at the end your answer is 2 by 3 for this, okay? Just have a look. The third property of the determinants is just, if you just observe the first one, here the second row and third row are same like DEF. If you apply the usual rule to find the determinant, it is A into determinant of these 4 elements, means EF, and then minus B into determinant of the remaining 4 elements. They are nothing but DF, plus C into the determinant of the remaining 4 elements, leaving that row and column. So the remaining 4 elements are what? DE and DE. So if you observe, for sure it is 0, its determinant value, and this is also 0 because DF minus DF, and it is DE minus DE. So 0, 0, 0, and at the end your answer is 0. Why it happens? Because 2 rows are same, its determinant value is 0. Since we have 3 rows, okay, if any 2 rows are equal, then at the end its determinant value is 0. Okay. Again look at this problem. Here A, D, G, B, E, H, B, E, H. Here these 2 columns are same. To find the determinant, we may go with any row or any column and we multiply with their corresponding cofactors. First, here if you wish to find this determinant value, instead of using this first row, you just use this first column. If you take this first column and again if you multiply the elements of this first column with their corresponding cofactors, till you will get the same 0. Okay? And for suppose this is the problem in numericals. If you wish to find its determinant, without using this property, it may consume much of your time. But if you use this particular property of determinants, here the first column is what? Minus 17, 319. And here the third column is again what? Minus 17, 319. Since these 2 are equal, so nothing is there here to calculate, and simply its determinant value is 0. At the end, this third property of determinant is simply nothing but if any 2 rows or any 2 columns are equal for a determinant, its determinant value is 0. Okay, just have a look. And already I mentioned you in the previous class, if any one row is 0, and directly its determinant value is 0. Or if we have any 2 zeros in a row or in a column, we usually choose that particular row or column to find the determinant in a simple way. Okay, and all these are some tricks related to the determinants, and these are the properties related to the determinants. We need to use all these things to solve the problems from the practice sheets. Okay, just have a look, and then I will give you the next property. Next thing, okay. So the next property D and E. So D is simply nothing but determinant of a matrix and its transpose are same. If you interchange the rows and columns, no problem. Okay, we will have the same elements. Since while finding determinant, there are two different ways. Either you may move with the rows or you may move with the columns. Both will give you the same answers, and that's why the determinant of a matrix A and its transpose are same. That is property D, fourth property. Whereas coming to the fifth property, for suppose if I have A plus X, B plus Y, C plus Z, and these are D, E, F, G, H, I. So just look at this, okay, and I will rewrite this determinant in this manner, okay. Just these two rows won't change, D, E, F, G, H, I, D, E, F, G, H, I, D, E, F, G, H, I. But whereas just think about the first row elements, A plus X, B plus Y, C plus Z, and I will split it into two determinants. The first determinant A, B, C, and the second determinant X, Y, Z. So this determinant value is equals to the sum of these two determinants value. How they are equal? For that we need to move with these two steps. So for calculating this determinant is nothing but A plus X into its remaining four elements minus B plus Y into corresponding four elements and C plus Z into corresponding four elements. See, this is A plus X into this determinant value. So you just multiply A into this determinant plus X into this determinant. So I am just writing like that. And here minus B minus Y into this determinant, minus B into minus B into determinant, minus Y into determinant. And the third one, C into this determinant, whereas Z into this determinant. Now you just look there, I just marked with red color. So A, B, C. If you observe these red color markings, these three again equivalent with this determinant value, right? And if you observe these green color markings, these three determinants are simply nothing but this determinant. So these red color parts plus green color part we have in the second step, and whereas coming for the third step, the red color part will give you this determinant, whereas the green color part will give you this determinant. At the end you need to identify that this given determinant is simply equal to the sum of other two determinants, where in the three given one and then the last two, the second row and third row are same, but only change in the first row. Here it is A plus X, B plus Y, C plus Z, and here we are just taking A, B, C in the first determinant and X, Y, Z in the second determinant. Okay, just have a look, and using all these things, we are going to generate some more tricks and some more transformation techniques to find the determinants easily. Okay, just have a look. And these are totally 5 different properties related to the determinants. We will use these 5 to generate many, right?